FRI.
For the first time, we are getting a look at dramatic body camera video, which you see here behind me, of a large fight in the Oregon district. Other fights broke out as officers tried to break it all up. Gwyneth Falloon explains what people say needs to be done to prevent this from happening again.
New body camera video shows the moment police responded here to the Oregon district for a fight early Saturday morning. Just the most recent violent act in this area. Dayton police body camera video showing the moment a man was arrested and put into the back of a cruiser. Minutes later, a second tasered and put into handcuffs.
When clubs like to let out at like 1:30, 2:30, we see these large crowds that just don't leave. They just stay and chat, and things will escalate, things like that, when these large crowds just sit in the street.
Police responding to a fight just after 2 a.m. Saturday. DPD says several fights broke out while officers were trying to break up the first fight, and the crowd was getting agitated, forcing them to call for backup.
Can't even find parking. I mean, everyone is just out on the street. People are in the street, on the sidewalks. It's super busy down here on weekends.
Put your hands behind your back.
DPD tells me officers are always visible on busy weekends, but there have already been 21 fights this year. There were 31 for all of 2023.
It's actually a little sad.
Mariah Polling with Culture saying it's disheartening to see not just an increase in crime.
We've had some issues with car break-ins in the back of our restaurant, people trying the doors, seeing if there's anything in vehicles.
Get out of the car!
But violence too. Just a month ago, shots were fired in the area, and DPD says officers have been called to one shooting, 4 reports of shots heard in the area, and 1 shots fired call already this year. The same numbers are reported for all of 2023, except there was 1 additional call of shots heard in the area.
It is family friendly. It's just the only place really that I know in Dayton to sort of like hang out and have a few drinks and just relax and have some food. And I like the shops here as well. It's just a nice strip to walk with the baby and just, you know, have a few drinks and some lunch.
Miranda Woods has been coming to the Oregon district for years and would like to continue to, but agrees something needs to be done to reduce the amount of crime and violence in the area.
The encouragement to go home at the end of the night. The large crowds at, 2 a.m. to 2:30, they just stand around and they're, under the influence.
Fortunately, no officers were hurt during Saturday's incident, but the 2 men arrested are being charged with disorderly conduct and resisting arrest. Back to you.
We now know 1 person has died tonight after a shooting in Trotwood. It happened in the 8,000 block of Bell Creek Lane around 7:30 last night. Trotwood police say when officers got to the scene, they found a Hispanic man with a gunshot wound. Now, he was taken to the hospital where he later died. A suspect who has not yet been identified has been arrested. This is a continuing active investigation. And a suspect behind bars tonight after a reported robbery at a bank in Moraine. It happened at the Fifth Third Bank on West Dorothy Lane around 11:30. Now, Moraine's police sergeant tell us the suspect was arrested on Cardigan Road just a short time after. Now, all of the money that was stolen was recovered. That suspect is now in the Montgomery County Jail awaiting formal charges. And the Darke County Sheriff's Office asking for your help tonight to locate that man you see on your screen after they say drugs were found in a New Madison home. Deputies are searching for 39-year-old Christopher Elliott after they found cocaine and meth inside the home. They say he has an active warrant for his arrest for violating parole. A reward is now being offered for information leading to that arrest. Anyone with information is asked to call the tip line or Darke County Sheriff's Office. That number, both of those numbers, I should say, are there on your screen. And the woman charged with assaulting a Dayton Public Schools bus driver, this woman here behind me, will now spend 3 years behind bars. 29-year-old Martia Franklin pled guilty to felonious assault with serious physical harm just last month. Back in December of 2023, a camera on a school bus shows Franklin walking onto the bus, punching the driver in the face. That's that video you're seeing there. The bus driver suffered a broken nose and orbital fracture. Prosecutors say Franklin was upset the driver didn't pick up her son at his stop at Emerson Academy. And a Dayton man will now spend a decade behind bars for robbing a postal carrier at gunpoint. Authorities say back in December, 20-year-old Marvin Brown approached the mail carrier with a gun, demanding his mail bag, and that's when he fired his gun at least 2 times into the postal vehicle. Brown and another suspect drove off with a bag and the mail inside. Now he's pled guilty to federal charges back in June. And a brief but scary situation playing out earlier today in Springfield. A threat found online aimed at middle schools. Now, it led to an increased police presence around the district today. Eli Burgett was in Springfield and tells us what he learned.
Well, Springfield police had determined that the threat was not credible, at least to their school district. Today, I spoke to the Ohio School Safety Center and a Springfield parent to get a closer look at how this situation and similar situations play out.
I know there's been other threats in the district, but I feel like the district takes fast reactions to it and appropriate and deals with the problem quickly and safely.
Earlier this morning, an unidentified person posted on social media a picture of a gun and said that people at Springfield middle schools need to watch out. After investigation from local authorities, they determined that the threat was not aimed at their school district and was more than likely towards a different Springfield middle school in Ohio, making this a statewide concern. Recognizing this, the Ohio School Safety Center shares how they provide aid to law enforcement in these kinds of situations and how you can report a threat if you see one. For anyone with information on this threat or any potential threats, you can reach the anonymous tip line at 844-723-3764, or you can simply call 911. Back to you.
Well, big changes in the weather department today. I mean, we literally, started the day, I saw that yawn. I saw that yawn.
I was yawning.
Yeah, it's okay. I was yawning over there, too. It's chilly out there tonight.
It is chilly out there. If you have a jacket, you said you had a jacket earlier.
Yeah.
You'll definitely want to hold on to that for just a few more days here. We do have another warming trend on the way, but first, some fall-like weather. 63 right now in Dayton and Troy. 50s up north, Greenville, Wapakoneta. Clocking in at 55 right now, and compared to this time yesterday, almost 15 degrees colder in Greenville, 12 degrees colder right now in the Dayton region. And take a look at these future feels like temperatures as we head towards 8 a.m. Saturday morning. Feels like upper 30s, right around 40 degrees for us with those wind chills. And as we head towards Sunday, even worse. So right around 41 is what it'll feel like around 8 a.m. But right around 7 a.m. though, will all feel like mid to upper 30s across the Miami Valley on Sunday morning.
Well, an exciting night for Fairborn's high schoolers and the community. Tonight was the first home football game in the brand new stadium. Dennerly Bork was there before it all started and shares what it took to make this facility happen.
Fairborn's Superintendent Jane Lally says this project took the whole community. And if you want to know how hyped up the students are for this game, I was told over 300 student tickets were sold.
Great night here has generated a lot of excitement, and we are ready to go. I don't know who's more excited, the kids or the adults.
There's a saying, good things come to those who wait. Well, Fairborn students have waited for a new high school and athletic facility for decades.
We had some very, very old, outdated facilities from the 50s, and it was time. This community was ready for a change, and this community stepped up to pass 2 bond issues for this.
Superintendent Gene Lally says the first bond issue passed in 2020, ground broke in 2022, and on Friday, Fairborn hosted its first football game. The whole project costed $95 million, and Larry Cox, Fairborn's head football coach, says it took one more thing.
The Board of Education, the administration, and the taxpayers had the vision to create what I believe, and I've been doing this a long time, is the finest facility in Southwest Ohio. People would ask me, the Miami Valley? No, Southwest Ohio.
The training center houses the weightlifting area, 2 batting cages, practice space for track, and all of Fairborn sports can be played right here on campus. I asked Kevin Alexander, Fairborn's athletic director, what have students' reactions been showing up at a brand new high school?
You see our students walking into school each day with a little pep in their step.
Over 300 student tickets were sold for the game, more than Alexander says he's seen in the 7 years he's worked in his position. Now, student athletes can dream even bigger for the future and have the facility to assist them.
You can't blame facilities anymore. Now it's got to have the want to. It can be done wherever you're at, but now you do have a little bit of an advantage over the average student athlete, without a doubt.
Fairborn took on West Carrollton in a game that many will remember as the first of many on this field. Back to you.
Tonight we are following updates on the Georgia mass shooting, what we've learned about the suspect and his father's day in court.
And we have a very nice weekend on tap in the Miami Valley. I have all those details coming up in your full forecast. Here's a look at your Eagle Plumber Skycam. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
The Sports Desk is sponsored by
We're continuing our coverage tonight on that deadly mass shooting at a high school in Georgia. The Barrow County District Attorney says the 14-year-old suspected shooter will face even more charges. Colt Gray was arraigned on 4 counts of felony murder. His father, Colin Gray, also in court today and is now facing charges after he told investigators he bought that AR-style gun used in the shooting as a Christmas gift. Now, Colt did not enter a plea. However, investigators say he told them he, quote, did it while being questioned. He could face up to life in prison without parole. A live look right now from our Eco Plumber Skycam. And if you're heading out anytime this weekend, a jacket might be necessary.
Yeah, temperatures right now in the 60s out there. Live shot from another live shot, I guess, from our Eagle Plumber Skycam. Temperatures right around 63, so continuing to rapidly fall, especially now that those clouds are starting to clear out as well. These areas that are still in the 60s, because a lot of areas to the north and west are in the 50s, we'll start to see those areas cool as well. Peak wind gusts today got a little breezy at times. 36-mile-per-hour wind gust was recorded in Dayton. 30-mile-per-hour wind gust in Miamisburg, 26 down towards Lebanon and Wilmington, 29 up towards Bellefontaine. And there's the back side of those clouds. You can kind of faintly see it right there, moving east, cutting right through Dayton right now. So That again will help things clear out nicely and those temperatures start to drop even more as we go into the overnight hours. So dropping into the low 50s and upper 40s in a few areas, especially to the north of I-70. Couple of showers earlier today. Like I was saying, the heaviest stuff stayed to our east, really firing up pretty much right along the edge of our market and moving off to the east. But zooming in here, not a whole lot happening around the Dayton area. Some light showers briefly moved through. Nothing to really give us any relief from this drought that we're in, though. Tailgate forecast tomorrow, not looking bad. Temperatures in the mid-60s with mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. And that'll be, again, the forecast for Saturday, not even hitting that 70-degree mark. Now, as we head towards Sunday, we'll see temperatures warm just a couple degrees into the low 70s after starting chilly in the morning. 7 a.m., low 40s, but with the wind chill, it'll feel like upper 30s, mid to upper 30s across the region. So a chilly start to the day on Sunday. Definitely some autumn-like weather. Here's that 7-day forecast. Again, fall-like temperatures this weekend, staying nice and dry. Chilly starts to the day. And then as we head towards next week, we'll have a ridge of high pressure move back into the area once again. Slowly see those temperatures warming up. So temperatures relatively near where they should be for this time of year on Monday. As we head towards Tuesday, we're looking at mid-80s, and then as we head towards Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we could be talking about upper 80s, close to 90 degrees.
Well, it certainly felt like football weather for week 3 of Donato's Football Friday, but you were able to dodge the rain. I did
dodge the rain. I didn't even, not even a drop on my drive up there.
There was raindrops when I was going to in between games, but at least I was dry when I was actually there. But Football Friday highlights, so a lot to look forward to in the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, lots of big plays, lots of big games, but we'll be right back after this. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Take Dayton 24/7 Now News.
Hello and welcome into Football Friday, sponsored by Donato's. I'm Matt Digby, joined by Gwyneth Falloon, and we had a little bit of nerviness with whatever games we played last week because of the late starts. Not the case tonight.
Yes, I did not get rained on, so speak for yourself. Digby, apparently it rained while he was driving, but no issues with game times, no pushbacks, anything like we saw last week, so we'll take it.
Yeah, well, we'll dive right into the games. Our game of the week was in Bellbrook. The Golden Eagles hosting Valley View in an SWBL matchup. Opening possession for the Spartans, but a loose ball on the option pitch recovered by the Golden Eagles in the red zone. An ideal start for the home team. However, they would have to settle for a field goal attempt. However, this effort is good. Bellbrook takes a 3-0 lead in the first quarter, so Valley View trying to answer. This handoff to Tristan Smith, but he's going to be stopped for only a small gain. Both offenses not able to move downfield at the rate they were hoping for. This play for Bellbrook resulting in a fumble recovered by Peyton Flannery. However, Bellbrook does get the ball back late in the first quarter. Tanner Stewart on 4th down, going to find enough of a gap for the conversion, and the Golden Eagles keep the drive going into the second. However, good defense on the part of Valley View, the secondary forcing an incompletion on this pass. So the Golden Eagles would try another field goal attempt, and this is the first time I've seen one in real life. A kick doinking off the goalpost, but it goes through. Bellbrook does go on to win that home 16-3, the final. 2 straight wins for Bellbrook.
Well, let's go to Northmont. They are hosting Withrow tonight. The game was tied at 7 to start the second half. Withrow had the ball first. A bad snap leads to the loss of several yards. Northmont with their own struggles as Kaylee Grant gets stonewalled. The Tigers now get going as Quentin Simmons Jr. takes a snap and makes a gain of around 25 yards. Very respectable run there. Simmons with the ball again. He can't quite be stopped as he gives Withrow this 14-7 lead right here.
So Northmont going to have to come from behind.
Yeah. I mean, a one-score game, though.
It is.
Northmont trying to answer later in the third, but Brady Lupton gets run down and sacked. And then a bad snap on the punt forces Trayvon Rowe to run the ball, giving Withrow good field position. But they weren't quite able to capitalize as Amari Early's pass gets batted down on a 4th down situation. So really a crucial situation there. Northmont going on to win 15-14, the final score there. And the Trotwood Madison Rams taking on the Wildcats at Springfield High School tonight. We're going to see a lot of turnovers here, Matt, to start the game. Springfield fumbling twice, Trotwood fumbling once, and it all happened before the 6-minute mark.
Blame it on the weather.
Oh, perfect. 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Wildcats in the red zone. Sophomore quarterback Braylon Keys with an easy pass right over the middle, hitting junior wide receiver Sherrod Alay Jr. Springfield up 7-0. Skip ahead to the second quarter. Springfield trying to get the pass over the middle, but it's picked off by senior linebacker Terrence Harrell, and he runs it all the way back down the field for a Ram touchdown. Trotwood Madison knots it up at 7. Fast forward to the closing seconds of the half. Springfield trying to end it with a field goal, but it's about 10 yards short. So the team still tied at 7 going into the half. So let's go to the second half. It's going to be more of the same. Springfield wins tonight 15-14. That score there as well.
So Trotwood Madison is still looking for their first win of the season. We will be at Trotwood next week for Thursday Night Lights. Meanwhile, some more scores. Milton Union in a back-and-forth contest with Oakwood. The Bulldogs win 28-23. Tri-Village will go there in week 5 of Thursday Night Lights, but they win in week 3, 38-6 against Twin Valley South. And Springfield Shawnee with a conference win over Tecumseh. More to come after the break. First, say hello to the Bellbrook cheerleaders.